Hi, I'm Joni Rodgers from Stella's Umbrella, and this is my review of The Prospect of My Arrival by Dwight Okita. Complex novel to discuss. Dwight Okita is a Japanese-American poet who it has been much anthologized he even has a poem. I think it's like in the platform at a train station or something. I don't know. You'll have to look it up. Don't quote me on that. And the premise of this novel requires a poet. I I can't think of anyone else who could have pulled it off because frankly that's what made me read this book. I saw a trailer for it and the premise, which is an embryo is given the chance to preview his life and decide whether or not he wants to be born. I thought, oh boy, this is gonna be like. I brought that book for the same reason that I would go to watch Evel Knievel jump over the Grand Canyon. It's like, can he do it or not? Is he gonna slam into the wall? Is this could be? It's either gonna be great or it's gonna be fuck feathers. So I was just curious to see how this talented poet would do with this novel premise, which is ingenious. And the fact is, he did pull it off. For my taste, I think it's one of those books that people are going to love it or hate it. And I'm sure there are a few people who hate it for obvious reasons. It's kind of dystopian sci-fi. They qualify it as sci-fi, but it's not what you generally would think of as sci-fi. But it's dystopian. It's in the future. There's the technology for this embryo to preview his life and meet the people that he will love and who will love and not love him throughout his impending life if he chooses to be born. And it's really beautifully written, very poetic, lyrical. There's an innocent spirit about it, this childlike spirit, but with a dark side that is very intuitive and heartbreaking at times. It's the suspense of the plot is driven by the question, will he decide to be born or not? And that kind of begs the question, if any of us were able to test drive life, would we choose to be born? So I think that rising and falling on that basic premise, people are either going to love or hate this book, and I loved it. So I would say you will not like this book if you're not able to go to that place, that suspension of disbelief that is required for sci-fi, dystopian type, semi-mystical sorts of books. And I think you will love it if you are extremely open-minded, if you can accept the author's style as poetry and this, sort of an alchemy of poetry and prose and story and spirit. It's beautifully woven for my taste, but it won't be for everybody's taste. And that's why I'm on the fence about it. Either this is the best book club selection ever or it is the worst book club selection ever. It depends on your book club. If you have a conservative book club, I'm going to say no, it's not going to be for you because it's got themes of homosexuality, there's sex, there's the very fundamental premise of choice. And so it's not for a conservative book club, but for a very free-thinking, progressive book club, oh yeah, I think you totally could embrace it, and there's much, much to discuss. The Prospect of My Arrival by Dwight Okita. Yeah, I'll recommend it. I hope you'll give it a read.